Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Casey Cooper, and for about 15 years I've been creating videos. Now, looking at this studio and all the gear, you probably think it's so easy to create awesome content with all that stuff. And yes, it's a lot easier, but I didn't start out here. I started out in a bedroom with pretty much no gear, but I did have a passion and a love to do something awesome, to create great content, and to have fun doing what I love. So today I want to share some tips and tricks and show you guys some secrets on how to create awesome videos on a budget. So you can take your content from this to this. Without spending a ton of money. So let's go. Alright, so today's video is completely shot on a budget. Everything that I'm using are affordable pieces of gear, cameras, lighting, audio, all of that has been considered to create something awesome without spending a ton of money. In fact, one of the tricks is only going to cost you 20 bucks that'll make a huge impact on your videos. All of this is in honor of Sweetwater's content creator sale. You can click the link in the top of the description. They're carrying all sorts of new content creator products, gear, cameras, audio stuff. All of this is to help make them a place where you can go and get the amazing customer service and deals that they have in the music world now for the content creator world, including a whole bunch of new stuff from DJI, from Insta360. Just click the link and go check it out. And I'm going to show you some of those products today, and we're going to talk videos. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is lighting. Lighting can make a huge impact on the way your video looks for very little money. In fact, the way that your video looks is one of the first things that a viewer decides whether or not they're going to keep watching. It doesn't matter as much how it sounds, it doesn't matter as much what the content is. If they click on the video and your video picture does not look good, a lot of times they're going to click away. And so, right here, in this room, this is just a normal lighting, almost like a bedroom style light. There's not a lot of light in here, and low light is absolutely the biggest killer of budget level cameras. Whether you're on an iPhone or you're on a GoPro or you're on something like I'm shooting here, which is the Insta360 One RS, those cameras can get great picture, but they need great lighting. Let me show you something. This is the room without the lighting that I have set up. You can see it gets more grainy, the picture is less clear, it's much harder to see and define me as the subject of this shot. One click of a button. Now, that was a $20 difference. This is a $20 ring light that I got from Sweetwater that is absolutely a huge impact on a small video shoot like this. When you're shooting a person up close, whether they're playing guitar or they're just talking to the camera, a single ring light like this can make a huge impact. In fact, this one comes with a built-in stand so you can put your phone right in there and instantly take better pictures and better videos. For reference, this is about an $8,000 camera and lens combo without great lighting. But even a $20 light can make a big difference for a really expensive camera. Now, if you're lighting a bigger room, like in the other room over there in my live room, you need more light than a single ring light to light up a whole drum set. And so I also used a 2-pack of flat panel Chauvet lights that really allow you to, if you put them at different angles, cover the drum set and shoot from the front and really get a nice picture. Let me show you the difference in how that looks. So as you can see, the main trick is spreading the light out. If you have all the light coming from one source, it's going to create a lot of shadows. It's going to make it more difficult to get a nice shot. If you have it spread from 2 different angles, those angles are going to help you eliminate the shadows and cover your subject better. That's the reason for this ring light here, is that the light is coming all around the camera and allowing it to better cover the subject, even though it's only coming from one location. Alright, so the second thing that makes a huge impact on the way that your videos look is B-roll. this is something that I'm sure if you are familiar with, you think to yourself like, oh, B-roll, you need a really nice camera, you probably need a, expensive gimbal, or you need a motorized slider. And I use all those things to create the absolute best B-roll that I can. But you can actually create good B-roll on a budget, and that B-roll allows you to better accentuate what it is you're talking about. It allows for better transitions between segments. It keeps you from having to try and say everything you want to say in one take, because you can put that B-roll over your transition and make that more seamless. Now, what you're going to see here is I got a simple DJI gimbal for my iPhone, and the iPhone shoots good enough picture. It shoots 4K 30, it shoots 4K 60, it's got HDR. Even the older models still shoot good video, and you get that on that gimbal for like 150 bucks, and you're able to create really nice B-roll. Another thing is this Insta360 One RS camera has built-in stabilization, so if your hands shake like mine, you're able to hold the camera and move around slowly. It's really more about the technique than it is the camera, and get some cool B-roll shots that allow you to showcase what it is you're talking about. Let me show you. I can sit back here and so passionately tell you about this beautiful BRoll reference kit, how each drum has a different combination of woods, how it has these die-cast hoops that absolutely just give you that attack. But until I bring in the B-roll, eventually you're gonna get bored of looking at my face and not being able to look at these beautiful drums. And when I show you with the B-roll, with the high-class shots of what I'm talking about, I'm able to further capture your attention, I'm able to further show the detail in what it is I'm talking about, and I'm also able to cut between audio takes. So say I mess up and I say something I don't necessarily love, that B-roll shot can cover up a quick cut, and I don't have to say everything in one take for it to seem like a seamless video. So as you can see, that B-roll really takes it to the next level. It allows the subject to be showcased better. It allows your viewer to see what it is you're talking about, because yes, you could do a wide shot and I could say, hey, check out those focal monitors back there, but until I get you some B-roll of those monitors, you really can't see them in this picture because they're in the back. Alright, so next up is audio, and this one can be really, really complicated because you have to decide what is it that you are most focused on capturing. Are you a podcaster or vlogger? Are you talking to a microphone all the time? Are you a guitarist? Are you recording a guitar amp? Are you recording out of like a Kemper? Are you recording an acoustic guitar? Are you recording drums? Drums, of course, is typically the hardest one because there's so many of them and you typically require a lot of microphones. But there are tricks that you can record a great sound and really up the quality of the audio of your video without a ton of money. Also, it's important to note that no matter how much your camera costs, most likely the camera audio is not going to be that great. In fact, sometimes the nicer cameras have worse audio than the cheaper cameras because they weren't designed to operate without additional audio gear. And so even with a camera like this, I still need to work on my audio. You'll see in the next shot that I am using a few different options. The first option, instead of an audio interface, I have the Tascam Portacapture X8. And what this is a handheld recorder that has a stereo mic on the front, and then it has XLR inputs on the sides. What this allows you to do is make the simple purchase of the Tascam Portacapture X8, and then immediately use it with that stereo microphone. Let me show you how that sounds. So, compared to camera audio, which is something that you want to get away from as fast as possible, that stereo mic actually sounds really great if you place it in the right spot in front of the kit. I typically put it in front of the kick and snare, aimed down a little bit towards the kick to capture that low end. Now, once you have that X8, you're able to use it and run external mics into it, which is exactly what I'm doing with all of the microphones in the shoot. Everything is being recorded into that X8. And so, at that point, I'll show you the two overheads that I have set up for a different picture of the kit. And those are the Lewitt LCT 140 Air overheads. They're like $300, which is not the most cheap overheads you could get, but they have a really, really great sound for that price point. You get a stereo spread of the kit from the top. It really allows you to capture the whole drum set really well, and of course is a huge upgrade over camera audio. Let me show you. Now, if you are someone who talks to the camera a lot and really wants to get a good microphone that you can use for talking, but also you can capture a drum set or a guitar or pretty much anything you want to capture with, this microphone right here is insanely good. This is the Ethos from Earthworks Audio. This mic is designed for podcasters and vloggers, but it really can shoot anything well because Earthworks has amazing clarity and transparency, and the way they capture is insane. Now, a couple months ago, I wouldn't have put this in a budget video because it was like $700-800, but they just reduced the price to $399, and that's still a lot for a single microphone, but this microphone can do everything. You can record the whole kit with it. Check this out. Pretty great overall quality for a single microphone, and the reason that it's placed behind me is it's aimed at the kick drum, captures the low end of the toms, captures the punch and low end of the kick, and also captures a good overall image of the entire kit. So you're able to increase from that camera audio to something that sounds a good bit better and have this microphone for your talking videos. But I also have a video, a Hey Jude cover, where we record every single instrument with just this one microphone, and the results are really, really insane. I'll link it down in the description, and I'll show you a tidbit here. I have two other options from Earthworks that I really, really love. The first one doesn't even require like the X8 or an audio interface. It is the Icon USB, and so a simple cable plugs into your computer and you're able to record from that. I've recorded a drum set with it. It sounds much better than camera audio. I'm using it right now for my voice. You can hear that it sounds really good. And then it also is very simple to use because you don't require the purchase of an interface or the purchase of something like the Tascam Portacapture X8. At that point, this one microphone can take your audio to a whole new level. The other option that I have is the Icon Pro. This is an XLR-based microphone, so you use a mic cable, which means you need an interface or you need something like the X8 that we were talking about earlier. It's similar to the Ethos, but it's really designed to capture your voice off-axis, which means that it is a great mic if you want it in your video, but you don't want it like really close to your face. Like this Ethos here, the closer you get it to your face, the better you're going to get a sound from it. It's not quite as good off-axis as the Icon Pro, but the Icon Pro, which I have right here, is really great for just putting just out of your camera shot and getting a really clear picture of what you are talking about or what you are doing without having to have it right up with you the whole time. Now, if you are looking at audio interfaces and you want something that allows you to record a microphone or two like this, but you don't want the portability and the versatility of the X8 because it's just going to stay in your studio all the time, this is the Vocaster 2 from Focusrite. This is specifically designed for podcasting. It has a whole bunch of features in it that really allow it to shine. It has vocal effects so that you can change the way that your voice sounds. You can find what you want. It has auto gain, so you don't have to know a lot about recording to get a great sounding mix from this. And it has a cool built-in app that you can use on your computer that really, I mean, it just makes the whole process very simple. And that allows you to also record 2 overhead microphones into it. And I did that with a drum set and 2 overheads, and you can hear how great that actually sounds. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about the X8 for is the X8 allows you to be completely mobile. It runs off of batteries, it has phantom power, so any microphone, for the most part, that you want to bring with you, you can power off of the X8 without having to bring any external power. So if I want to take a drum set, I have up to 6 mics that I can use on that drum set in the middle of nowhere, and it really just completely changes the usability and the functionality of what you are trying to do as a content creator, which is the reason that that's the first thing that I'm going to suggest over an audio interface, which keeps you strapped to power, keeps you stuck in a studio. So if you don't need a really nice preamp where you're recording drums and you're actually using it for studio purposes and you're just creating content, this X8 is a really great option that can elevate your recordings, elevate your content without costing a bunch of money. All right, so the next big thing that's really going to make a difference in your productions is multiple cameras. It's fine to shoot with one camera, but it gets a little boring. And as a viewer, having the transition between multiple angles, having the ability as an editor, as someone who's creating the content, to cut between angles so that you can make a seamless flow in the way that you say things, in the way that you shoot the material that you have, is really huge, especially being a drummer, because you're able to showcase different angles of what you're doing. Maybe your front angle doesn't show your toms very well, but this side angle does. One of the things that's really important to understand about this is because of proper lighting, which we talked about first, you don't have to get really expensive secondary cameras. You could get your iPhone out of your pocket, which I assume most of you probably have a phone already, and those phones shoot good enough video quality with great lighting that it can be a great secondary angle. Let me show you. Now, the camera that I'm shooting with here is the Insta360 1RS. This is a new product that Sweetwater is carrying now that they're getting into the content creation realm. So the Insta360 has a lot of really cool features. It can actually shoot 360-degree video with the right lens. It does have interchangeable lenses. It has a frame system so you can mount it all over the place. It really is a very versatile and useful tool to be a main camera or a secondary camera, and you can take it outdoors. You can really experience a lot of different things with this camera, and it's very versatile. I also highly recommend GoPros. I've always used those as multiple angles. In fact, for years, my videos that got millions and millions of views and helped build my channel to where it is today were shot completely on GoPros. I can't say that there is a huge difference in the view count or the popularity of a video from what I shot on GoPros to what I now shoot with $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in camera gear. And I will say that I am prouder of the productions because of the way that I can get them to look with that higher end equipment. But really, at the end of the day, it's more about your concept and the way that you can get it to people. And if that's on a budget with GoPros, you can find a way to make that really work. And so this multiple angle thing speeds up your process in terms of being able to get what you want to say out on camera. There have been multiple times in this video where I flubbed what I was trying to say, I didn't say it correctly, so I just stopped and I kept going, and I switched camera angles to make that feel more seamless and make the whole thing work better, and also showcase what I want to showcase. That GoPro back there as a third angle is there so that I can show you this mic and show you how I have the iPhone set up over here, and show you this overhead that I'm using for audio as well, and show you, those kind of multiple angle productions allow you to shoot everything in one take, line it up with one audio source, and then just cut between them, and it really streamlines the process and creates much better content. All right, so the last thing that I think really makes an impact is motion. And this also goes back to the B-roll idea. But if you're using your phone as a secondary angle, if you're able to get somebody that is a friend, they don't even have to be a great camera person, but just adding a little bit of motion with a gimbal and your camera can really elevate the production, especially if it's a single camera shoot, just having someone move it around. I have a lot of friends who have been very successful with single camera video shoots by having a cameraman that, you know, moves a little bit and that can, like, oh, hey, we're talking about this over here, move and show it a little bit. And there's other ways to get motion. They're not exactly super budget. There are some budget level sliders and things like that. What I use is $1,000 to $1,500, but that motion, especially if you're shooting on your own, can be a huge impact to creating something that really opens the door to a higher level of professional content. All right, so for this video, those are my tips and tricks. I've linked all of those products down below. You can go to Sweetwater and check out that content creator sale. Check out all the new gear that they're having. Enjoy the amazing customer service that you get at Sweetwater. That's the reason I always recommend it, because not only do they have awesome prices, but they really care about you as a customer. Your sales engineer can answer your questions. They can make sure that you're taken care of. And if you have any issues, you get tech support and you're able to really just have a long-term relationship with the gear and the company that you purchase from. And that means a lot, because a lot of places, you know, you buy it and they're like, all right, you're on your own, good luck. But with Sweetwater, they care about you, not just when you buy the product, but even afterwards. And so that's why it's now the best place to get your content creator gear. For me, I also want to leave you with a little bit of advice. No matter how much you spend on your videos, it does not guarantee better success. You have to create something that you're proud of. You have to find a niche. If you want to see something, if you're looking for it on YouTube, most likely there are other people who are looking for it too. And so you be yourself, be genuine, do what you love. If you're getting into content creation specifically to be famous or make money, there's a much greater chance that you're going to burn out than if you're getting into content creation because you want to create something awesome that you are passionate about and share that with other people. And that really is a huge key to the success of what you do. Do it because you love it. Do it because you want to create something awesome, and really think about the end user. Think about the audience. What do they want to see? How do they want to see it? You got to find your voice, because there's already a ton of people out there most likely doing the same exact thing that you're going to do. So if you do it the same exact way that everyone else does it, it's really going to be hard to stand out. You have to be you. You have to find your way to take what gear you have and what gear you can purchase to add to your setup and make something awesome. This video right here was not expensive to create. The gear that I'm using, now I'm using a lot of it to showcase different options, but at the end of the day, you could take that iPhone shot with that $20 ring light and this X8 over here and have great audio and have a great looking video. Or you have the Insta360 and then you have a secondary angle with the iPhone. It's really about taking what you have and making something awesome. So I hope this video has helped you. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Links to the gear are in the description, and I hope you have an awesome day. Happy content creating.